Welcome to Tennis Sucks, Pickleball podcast by Travis Rettenmeyer and Graham D'Amico. I'm Luke, the producer, and we're going to do some recapping. We've got quite a lot, actually. We did do a podcast at MLP, but there's even more stuff to talk about since then. And then obviously the PPA in Atlanta that followed straight up. So I think let's start. I mean, the Smash results were 2-1.
1-2.
1-2 is what I should say.
Yeah. One, we won 3-1. The other one, we lost 3-1. And then a dream breaker that we lost where we had 2 match points.
Yeah. How did the team play in reality compared to what you thought?
I don't think we played as well as expected. I think there's definitely some gel things that we got to figure out. A lot of that was on me, though. I showed up super sick, thought I would get better. I got worse. And, I kind of was hoping to take it upon myself to kind of be the nucleus of the squad and make sure everyone was feeling good about themselves, feeling positive. And I was just quiet and angry because I felt so shitty. So I think that we have a really good team still. I still think we're one of the top 2 or 3 teams, and we just need to figure a few things out.
Yeah.
Did you get sick, Luke?
No.
Oh.
I'm immune to all sickness. So I did not. Yeah, but you did.
Yeah. Travis got me sick. He got Martina sick. And I think Pat was sniffling by the time we left that place.
That's possible.
And Andre and Charles.
But Charles got it bad. Yeah, but I got it the worst. I mean, there's no doubt. I don't think anyone else is coughing up blood.
No,
That's
you're
just
right.
me.
You were literally coughing up blood.
2 different days.
Oh.
After the Brooklyn Aces match, I went back and that's the day that I felt the worst by far. And I had towels on my bed because I couldn't even, I was going through so many tissues. So I was like towels.
Oh
so
God.
much shit was coming out. And I coughed and I was just like, oh no.
Damn.
And I got nervous. I got scared because it's never happened to me. I've never coughed blood in my life.
Yeah,
How
that
about around the
sounds
back,
pretty bad.
into the
Sick.
kitchen,
Dirty.
and the body to finish it.
Dirty.
For the winning
And look,
point.
he reacted like he does it every day.
The game point.
That's fucking
That's
gangster
Ariel.
right there.
I know him well.
Nice behind the back, Ariel.
Big fan of the pod.
Beautiful. Yeah. Nutted that shit. Yeah, so that was tough. Went to urgent care. They said I had sinusitis, gave me a bunch of steroids, didn't do shit. And yeah, now I think I'm finally at the end.
Graham immediately got a prescription as soon as he knew you were sick.
Yeah.
That's preemptive care, right?
I
there.
felt a tickle in my throat, and I said, I'm not going to be Travis.
You're smarter
And
than me,
I
for
still
sure.
got sick, but it wasn't
It was
nearly
manageable.
as bad. Yeah, it was manageable.
Graham
Yeah.
in certain areas is infinitely smarter than me. In others, like how many miles the car has, not so much. He sold me a $12,000 car that was worth $6,000.
I'm going to get that thing fixed up for you.
No, you're not.
Mark that down.
I'm trading that bitch in.
I'm all over it. I'm going to get you. I'm gonna,
15.7 deep on that car, and the trade-in value is at 5. Awesome. I've driven it 2,000 miles. Dead fact.
oh, gosh.
So when you put it in Carvana really quick, did you say 50,000 miles, perfect condition?
I had to take a picture of the odometer.
Right, but you
And
said perfect condition.
Yeah, it was
right.
perfect
And
condition when I handed
nothing
it to you.
works,
Look
right.
what you've done to it.
Yeah,
such
Jesus
a short
Christ, I
time.
drove it. How dare you drive the car?
I don't know how you're driving.
Okay, anyway, that's another conversation.
We've mentioned this story so many times on the pod, it needs its own series.
I'm fucking
Just
pissed.
ongoing updates about the car that
I literally
Graham
have
sold
one
Travis.
working vehicle. So he got sick because I had to ride with him to a practice in Bradenton because I have one working vehicle.
Oh, I see.
We would have rode
Okay,
together
got
anyway.
it.
That's not the
That's
reason.
true. That's true.
It's a good reason to bring it
But
up.
if I was sick,
All right.
we might have said drive yourself
Yeah.
or take an Uber.
So you, in terms of the matchups though, you had switched from playing with Frantova to Tammy, and then did you go back to Frantova?
I went Tammy the first 2 matches and Frantova the third.
Okay.
Martin. Pat and Martina did not seem to have the best results the first 2 times they played. And Tammy and I had a shocking loss to the Brooklyn Aces that
Right.
should just never ever happen. So it was like, we don't have anything to lose here. Let's switch it up. And, they're completely different styles. Like Tammy's a lot more kind of crafty, stable, but Frantova's hand speed and the weight of her hands is very, very good.
Yeah.
I'm saying top 3-4 women that I've seen. If you get into a hands battle with her, she's very, very good. So I think maybe for me that fits better because if I start a hands battle, she's, forceful hanging in there. So yeah, we changed that up and I'm sure we'll mix and match a little bit more still, but we just gotta work it out. It's not easy, man.
Yeah.
It's really not easy.
So you think that this mainly comes down to just time spent practicing, building chemistry?
For sure. Time spent building chemistry and then also a trust factor where you have faith in the partner that you have. You kind of build that. I thought it was crazy because Tammy and I were playing really bad and then we won our first mixed match, played great towards the end. Next day we play Riley and Megan Dizon in practice and we rout them. and she plays amazing. I was like, oh shit, she's way better than I initially expected.
Yeah.
And then in the match, we were just bad. So it's like, we just got to figure it out, you know?
What's your take on it, Graham?
I think the team is much better than it performed.
Yes.
And I think, I think that we should have walked away with at least 2 wins, possibly even 3. And I think we're going to be way better. I say this every year, I feel like now, but we're going to be way better at
No, but
DC.
this one actually makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like, one, the margins were really small. And as I said, we would have a very different feeling if maybe Kaka misses the return on match pointer, Frantova makes the backhand pass. Then we walk away, we're probably 1-0, 1-0 going into the next day, probably play great. Like, that's just how this shit goes. You know, the margins are small, and then it can lift your spirits or kill them.
Yeah.
You know, suddenly you're saying, oh, she's so great, she came through in the clutch, or oh shit, she choked.
Yeah.
And that was on me, the first one, because I won my first 2 matches, but in the Dream Breaker, I had like a ball right here, like 18-15 that I never miss. And I fucking missed it.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a turning point. I think if we get to 19-15, it's game over.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about energy and like what was the energy of the team during the event? I mean, obviously that plays a big factor with MLP.
We were sick.
Right.
It felt like a grumpy sickness. We're just like, I don't know. It just felt like, oh, let's get through this.
That's really what I was trying to do. Honestly,
trying to like get through.
I was going bed and then like Starbucks, 2 shots of espresso in the coffee, just give me some juice. And then as soon as it was done, I was booking out right away.
Right.
I wasn't hanging around. I wasn't talking to anybody. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I was going to take naps in the middle of the day. I went to bed early almost
You
every
were too?
night. Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Try not to get real sick.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a
low
little
energy.
rough. I think also, you know, everyone was a little nervous the first day.
Yeah.
Which the other teams were too, and they maybe just handled it a touch better at those moments. But, you know, it's normal. And we just have to deal with those nerves better and kind of encourage one another a little bit better, which is on me more than anyone else. I think I showed probably the most negative emotion, and I need to do a much, much better job of that.
I have a thing that I think that the team looks at you as an indicator of how things are going.
No question about it.
Yeah.
I think that would be foolish to think otherwise.
Yeah. And so like if you're looking tense, that definitely sets a precedent for the team, I noticed.
And I noticed it on the day that we played the hard 8s. Like, I just barely spoke. And it sounds small, but I was so negative and so feeling so shitty. It's like the best thing for me to do is just say 8 words, as little as possible, and just be really, really focused and not be overly dramatic, I guess is the right word. And I think that everyone reacted much better to that.
Yeah.
Pat in particular, he played way better that day than he did against the Brooklyn Aces.
And you got a technical foul.
I deserved it.
We talk about that.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they call it. It's a blue card or orange card or whatever.
Yeah. How many colors are there in the card system? Do we know?
Yes, I'm pretty embarrassed by it. There's only 2, I think.
Okay.
Sorry, it's supposed to be like red, yellow, you know?
Right.
But they do the Florida Gators colors for some reason. Yeah, I was very, very pissed. And, you know, just full disclosure, like I thought it was actually impossible that we lose the match we were losing.
Right.
I literally thought it was impossible. It was like, all right, Dream Breaker's coming up. There's no way.
Yeah.
And suddenly we were down and we were down. We were down. And it was like we were losing these points that we should never lose. And the sequence of events was really pissing me off. And then the vibe on the bench, Graham included, was not good. And I fucking launched my paddle into the back fence.
I was trying to keep neutral. But I didn't get in trouble.
You look like a kid that lost his dog. That's what you look like.
I looked over so many times, Graham. You're neutral with the sunglasses, especially. It's just very.
Is this right? Like, is this about right?
I don't know that I would go that far.
It's mopey. Yeah, come on. Like,
it's definitely. It's not cheery.
I'm just afraid to make any. I'm afraid to make any type of movement because I didn't want a paddle thrown at me.
Are you kidding me? When I missed that ball against Schick in the highlights in the back, you go full Cobra. You're jumping up and down. Oh my God!
I thought we had it.
Yeah.
I thought we had it.
But my point is if you are in sports long enough, that's not a normal reaction. It's like you don't think I know I should have made it, and then I got to look over and see my friend.
I just couldn't believe it was like, that was the win.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. Like when a partner misses and I go, ugh. But yours was so like over the top.
That's not me being negative. That's like when you like when you hit a drop and you're not sure if it's gonna clear and you're like, it was like that feeling. It was like,
but I understand what Travis is saying because like in his mind he's like, I'm so dumb for missing that, and then
I'm so pissed that I missed it.
You need the people to be like, Don't
it's
even
okay.
think about
You fucking got
yeah,
this.
Yeah,
right.
you know what I
And
mean?
he's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, how did you miss
Yeah.
that fucking ball?
I didn't see that wasn't my response. Though. It wasn't how'd you miss the
But
ball.
your body
It was
language
the,
stinks.
It was the
Yeah.
like, oh, that was it. That was the win.
That's the reaction that fans have at home.
Right.
But on the bench,
But the
you have
GM,
to-
the coach, the
Yeah,
players
yeah, yeah, yeah.
cannot have that
That's,
reaction.
well, that's what I was going to say. I think that the team needs to have a couple groupies to help
Well,
get
what
the
I think would
energy
be
up.
really, really beneficial, honestly, as a coach. Like, I mean, I don't think we're at the point where we can hire one, but a buffer is so important. Just to be able to get things across. Because if it always comes from just me, then I sound like a prick or a know-it-all or something. I think that if there was someone, let's say it's like a Scott Crandall who's with the Bay Area Breakers, that can just be that buffer to give information that he's seeing, and it's not favored, it's just
Sure.
trying to win, then, you know, it's not like I'm saying, hey, it's your fault. There's nothing of that. He's just the coach. He's trying to help everyone win. And I think that in time will be something that will be really beneficial for us.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams have a fair amount of people coming with them on the side, which just helps with the energy. Because let's face it, there wasn't a huge crowd at the at MLP for the Challenger division. So unless you paid them, which we obviously some teams.
We're gonna bring some free towels to DC.
Yeah. Okay, so in other news, there was obviously the new scoring system. Did we? I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit on the last pod, though. So, I mean, is there anything new that you guys want to say on that?
So, funny enough, I listened to Pickleball today, and Zane said the majority of the players that he spoke to liked it. I did not like it because maybe I have a different perspective, kind of thinking as a fan, along with, you know, hoping that the league prospers. They went to 25 with no freeze. But if you look at the overall match times, they're down like 15 minutes, 12 minutes. So it's like, for example, my last two matches were 25-16, 25-14. Once you create that lead, there's almost no chance for the other team to come back. So the best thing that I've heard so far is when someone gets to 24, which I also think going to 25 is dumb, it should be 21. But let's say you get to 20, now both teams freeze. So they both can only win on their serve because gambling was a huge issue. This is why we did it. You know, you want to have a real line. But man, all the drama was gone.
Yeah.
All like the crazy comebacks and the fucking, it's so close. It's so close. Like that was gone.
Yeah, but I don't think game to game the drama left, but not the match, in my opinion. Because I saw a ton of dream breakers and a ton of good matches.
You're probably right.
Just the games weren't as tight.
That's fair. I would say that.
Right?
I just think that it's really it's a really cool concept that there's time to come back. And I don't think in this particular format, like the matches are literally like 17 minutes now. Like that's so fucking short. And if you don't get off to a good start in the first 5 minutes, you have a 1 in 85 chance of coming back. Like it just doesn't lend itself to having a lot of high drama games.
Yeah.
There's an argument out there now that having the freeze actually doesn't help for gambling. I didn't read the full reasoning behind that, but actually having the freeze
does help.
Helps.
No. That's what. Listen, I'm not going to name it, but that when things are, I can't name the name.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, what they were stating is that when things are closer, those that are gambling get more hyped, more into it, so they're putting down more bets.
Right.
If it's like 25-12, when there was 10 up, they're like, oh fuck this match, it sucks.
Yeah. So they stop watching and they stop gambling.
Correct.
We'd rather the game always be tight because people live gamble in every moment, and therefore it creates more gambling.
Yeah.
You can do it, baby.
Right.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think that the fans lost with the lack of freeze to an extent, and it's like you want to see this crazy comeback, and then someone does an unforced error or something, and it's over, and everyone's like, "Oh, that was it."
Well,
Okay.
that's a really good point because that's probably the biggest part. Also, is that there's no drama on the last point.
Yeah, a lot of times.
A lot of times there's just a dud.
Yep.
And to win a point on your serve,
It's like a
hard.
miss serve.
Yeah, like a miss,
or a miss return.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like,
or a
what
miss
the
third.
hell?
Like mostly it's a miss third.
Well,
where
yeah.
I floated high, I think I put it away. Boom, done, die.
I mean, if you're in the mindset of the team that's trying to come back, if you know that they have to win on the serve, when you're serving, you can go crazy
point.
to like
Of course.
just try and get that comeback.
and I can tell you, like, there wasn't. Sorry, go ahead, finish your
I
thought.
was just gonna say, but with no freeze, then I'd be so worried about like don't mess up,
Don't
mess
fuck this up,
you
right.
know?
No, in every match that I'd played prior to this in MLP, if you were up 9, you were still nervous. You were still like, shit, I got to win this one on my serve because I might only get 1 or 2 more looks potentially.
Yep.
Where when I was up 9 in this, it was like, they have no fucking chance. They have to win 8 points in a row on their serve to come back. It's not, I could play lefty and probably do it.
Yeah,
so
right.
it just, if I'm feeling that drama deterioration when I'm playing, then the fans are going to feel it too.
Yeah, agreed.
even if ultimately the match ends up close.
There were a lot of great matches.
Great matches for sure.
Tons.
Really, really good drama in that sense. But I think that the comebacks was what made MLP so fucking cool. And then it got taken away, and it just kind of became a little bland.
Great. Now we got to bring it back, huh?
I think you adjust it. I think literally there was a couple people who referenced this.
Competition committee. We need the freeze back.
You freeze both. That's great because then you still get rewarded for the lead, but they can only win points on their serve. So now if they do come back, it's like at a snail's pace, as opposed to like, oh, we fucking ran off 8.
Right.
Well, we both won 8 points, but hey, we're at 21-20.
Yeah, I agree. I like it.
Yeah. I think that's the best one.
Yeah, it was interesting. So the one of the other things that highlights from the event was a hot mic.
Yeah. I let that snake slither all over me.
A hot mic.
Yeah, you would, Rafa.
Well, it's our first match, I think.
Thank God you caught it. You were the one who caught it.
Yeah.
It was deleted already when you got it.
Yeah, I got a copy of it pretty early on, which was
sure
helpful.
did.
But I think that thing got removed real fast.
Your mind's always in the gutter.
Am I gonna play it on the episode?
Yes.
Right?
Why not?
100%. You're good. You're
So
good.
future me is cueing myself to play it so that people hear it now.
Oh shit, we can't.
Yeah.
Oh my god, too.
You wanna lick my lollipop?
How many licks does it take?
I don't know, you tell me. It's my first time with you.
Is anyone listening?
It's our first time.
It's our first date.
It is. Can you guys hear us on the backside? I smashed that all day long. I really would. Are you kidding me?
Look at that stash.
I let that snake
That
crawl
is
up
a
over
sexy
me
stash.
right now.
Oh my god.
Jeez. The only thing getting smashed tonight is these right here. I would go with cock.
Is he cocky, you
It's a
think?
big cock. How many times am I going to use smash the wrong way? Cock. I feel bad for anybody that took their Adderall too early today.
So we're assuming then that the reference was to you, Travis, right?
Well, I think the stash was probably to Pat and I, because Pat and I went matching stashes, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay. And then certainly when he said that snake can slither all over me, yes, that's me.
That one screamed. That one screamed
for
you.
me.
Yeah.
Smash the stash.
Yeah.
Like that's a great slogan. Smash the stash. Smash the stash.
That
like,
could be a new
we're
thing
fucking
for the
cheering
team.
that shit from now
You
on.
could
Yeah.
get fake mustaches for
Yes.
Tammy and Martina.
That'd be awesome. Smash the stash shirts.
Yeah.
Like that's a top shelf slogan.
But yeah, so pretty epic moment there.
Yes.
Um,
Olivia McMillan and Rafa, thank you for that momentary gold.
and Graham and I managed to get some boba in, which was great. We did a little
I did
tour.
notice that you guys got a lot of boba.
The fans want more of it, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, we need to be like, what do you call them? Like boba influencers.
Boba sommeliers.
Yes. Boba sommeliers.
Graham,
Yeah.
you're,
We
you're the
went to
best boba pusher ever.
We went to a place where we're the only two not Asian people.
That's right. Graham was
That's
judging
when you know
the
it's real quality.
And, and could you imagine Luke and I giving our opinion on it in that place? It'd be great. These guys would be like, what are these guys talking
these
about?
guys know shit.
Graham literally, he takes one bite of the boba and he's like, I can tell this isn't fresh.
Yeah, he's both. Did he say it? Yeah, he did. That's actually real. That's the funny thing. This is not quality.
No,
But you agreed with me.
I know.
You
it's-
do.
Yeah.
Oh, you agreed with him?
You start to understand.
I was like,
He's-
I'm starting to hear it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I get
God,
it. Yeah.
the pusher has you
Yeah.
fucking hooked.
Yeah, I know. This
Yeah,
is it was a gateway
Graham's even
thing.
started with the Moonlight Boba, so he pushes this really strong product on you, and then he starts to like
Yeah.
taper it back.
Why
Sound
do you think-
familiar,
why do you think I'm
people?
wearing my Dash shirt today? Graham's drug addiction he's giving me.
Jesus Christ. It's hysterical.
All right. So let's move on from MLP and let's go on to go to the Atlanta recap. So talking about PPA. Wow, where do we even start? I mean, I guess you carried on being sick. You were coughing up blood again. There's a continuation to that, right, Travis?
Yes, during the singles, I was coughing up blood, and I got to shout out Carson Clay Calhoun. Like, one, during our MLP matches, he was obviously there, but during my match at the PPA, he was so obnoxious in my favor, and I was very appreciative of that. And so he kind of watched me hacking up blood while I was playing this younger, faster, better kid, and tried to give me support. But yeah, it was not a fun third game of pickleball, and my singles days are definitely numbered.
Oh man.
I suck.
And you got into a slight altercation with
I'm
someone.
not going to mention who. Like it's a nobody, but he's just there's a guy who's a very, very, very bad cheater, and he came over to start some shit.
Yeah.
And so, then you can always say, you're entitled to your own opinions, not your own facts. As soon as you say you are a better tennis player than me and you never had an ATP point, like, hey, man, get the fuck out of here. So yeah, it got kind of ugly. And then he called me racist, which I thought was amazing. Hence, my girlfriend is Mexican. My partner was Jade Kawamoto, who, laughed that off and made a little comment herself to him. So yeah, it just was ugly. It didn't need to be, but unfortunately there's some very low quality people in the sport.
Damn. That's crazy. The drama didn't stop there, not necessarily with you though. I mean, thinking about bad line calls, we saw, I think 5 referees on Leia versus Davidze.
That was amazing. I think that was Shelby Bates versus
Oh, was
Davidze.
it?
That was the one they had like the 7 refs out there.
Oh, interesting. Really?
But
I
either
thought I
way,
saw another one with Leia.
there might
because,
have been another
Both.
match.
Both of them
Okay,
had
it
it,
might have
yeah.
been both, but it was crazy. I've never seen that. They covered every line.
Yes.
Crazy.
Wild.
And the line calls are still bad.
I believe you.
It's
It's a hard game.
Leia had 3 overturned calls by the referees.
In the first,
In the
like,
first
2
2
points.
points or
Of the-
something.
yeah, it was like 1-0 by the end of those calls.
That doesn't look great.
And then there was a very awkward moment at the end of the Coop. And who was Coop playing with that?
Coop was playing with Jade, who was
right.
an awesome fucking partner to play with. She was my mixed partner. But yeah, Jade, I don't think is capable of cheating. I just don't think it's like even possible.
Yeah.
And obviously the match was really tight, and we've all been there where you really want the ball to be in, and maybe you try to see it in. But I would be very, very, very surprised if Jade ever snagged a call. And from the angle that I looked at, which wasn't a great angle, they didn't have review. It looked out to me, So it was like,
Yeah.
it certainly wasn't egregious. Like, it was 6 inches in, and how could you do that?
Right.
And again, playing with Jade, if anything, it's like, honey, call the ball out. She just won't do it. So
Right.
Yeah.
Wild. So
Definitely
line
one of the
calls are
honest ones.
really, I think, going to be increasingly more of a hot topic. But I think there's a
It
lot
has
of
to
people
be.
talking about it right now. And I just don't know that we're going to be able to keep the sport growing without any way to challenge it. I mean, even in MLP, there were matches where it's like, oh,
no review.
you can video challenge on this court, not on this one.
Mm.
And it was just kind of wild.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult because if you use Hawkeye system that tennis uses, it's very expensive. So it's trying to find a cost-effective way. It's not on the referees. They have an impossible job. Like, to watch all the lines and the kitchen line, it's too difficult. But really what needs to happen more than anything, in my opinion, is you have to take it out of the player's hands, because in tennis, we never had this level of animosity because you never call a line, ever. So it's not like you're getting cheated by the guy, you're getting cheated by the ref if the ref
Right.
makes a bad call. And it's just leading to some really ugly moments. And in some ways, maybe that's good because it provides a little drama. But at the same time, like, we just want this to be fair. And unfortunately,
Right.
there are some who have no shame. Absolutely none.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard for a player to call their own lines.
Yeah, very.
Just,
There's certain angles.
Especially in singles.
yeah. Just difficult.
Yeah, hopefully they'll legitimize the sport more and more. And I think they're really working towards it. Going to find, some AI program or something like Swing Vision or Play Sight that's catered to pickleball and can call the lines. Like,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't get every call right, as long as it's the same all the time,
Mhm.
and it's out of the player's hands, like, then that's better.
So Matt and Fetty had a pretty great run.
Yeah,
Beat out the Johnsboroughs.
badly. 3 and 5
Yeah.
or 5 and 3. And it was funny because they didn't look great in their first couple matches. I want to say they were down match point to Will Howells and CJ Klinger, but they definitely won game 2, 12-10 after losing game 1. And I was watching them and they just didn't look to be gelling that well yet. But boy, they certainly sewed that up. And they're both 2 very, very good players. Not surprising at all. Fetty's a rock. Matt is still showcasing that he's one of, if not the best right side guy, certainly has the best forehand off the bounce to backhand combo that there is. And yeah, they were awesome. Like, really, really happy for them.
What do you think of Will Howells?
He's flashy. It's funny because if you look at the 5s, Will Howells won every mixed match with Anna Lee. Mari won every mixed match or doubles match with Anna Lee.
Anna Lee won every match.
Zane, hold on. Zane and Will Howells didn't win one match. And then Zane and Mari didn't win a match. So they won all 3 matches in a Dream Breaker, and Anna Lee never lost. So I think that she's fucking amazing. Like, I think I watch her and I was like, God, this girl's so fucking good. And Anna Lee.
Anna Lee, yeah.
Yeah. No one else do I watch like that. I mean, there's other very, very good players, but she's just different.
Yeah.
And so, they have a good team. The way they have their team set up is good because Will Howe was awesome in the Dream Breakers and the singles. He played insane. And I certainly think he has a lot of potential and a lot of upside in the dubs. Leaves a little bit to be desired in the dinking game as of now, but that'll come. He's a great athlete, good player. Going to get better and better.
Yeah, and he's a nice guy. He seems easy to
cool to me,
play with. Yeah,
he's been really, really cool to me. Very complimentary.
Same.
Yeah. No, I haven't detected a bit of an ego yet, but some people have said that about him, but I haven't had that experience. So
you kiss our butt. We're big fans of yours.
Right. Yeah, of course. Tell us we're fucking great.
Yeah. Tell us how much you like the pod, and we're gonna support you.
Right.
It's easy.
Well, all I have to say is I'm a sucker.
Yeah.
You're fucking in, bro.
That's true. Did you get anyone come up to you, Graham, at the MLP?
Why are you doing?
And at the exhibition match too. You got one there too.
With the exhibition match?
Remember that lady came out to find you? She found me too and told us she was fans of the pod. Now it's not the person we're talking about at the current moment, but there is one person in particular that sought Graham out.
People like the pod.
People love Graham.
They're big fans.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna leave it at that.
Yep. So let's see. All right, so let's talk about Gen 3 paddles then. So they're banned, they're not banned. Are they banned? I'm not even sure at this point. There's been a lot of statements been thrown around, but as of right now, it seems like the Yola 3 paddles
It's
are
been
banned.
a while since we've had a conspiracy theory.
Oh yes.
Go on then.
Are we
Give it
allowed?
to me, of course.
All right.
Light it up.
When I saw the
Enlighten me.
news that Gen 3s were banned on USAP, I immediately thought this was a plan by UPAA, which announced that it's now going to compete against USAP to garnish more members.
I'm so confused.
Okay.
Oh, because
Because let's
everyone's
say
going
you're playing the Gen 3. You can no longer go play at a USAP sanctioned event.
Right.
UPAA starts having sanctioned events. You can play the Gen 3. Which events are you going to go to?
I'm gonna play the ones that don't have it.
But if you play with a
Oh, you
Gen
play with-
3
of course,
paddle,
Of course.
The Gen
play
3
with-
is
if you
so
play with the cheat
popular
code.
that all of the rec players that bought it are like, well, UPA can't be that bad.
I got to sign up for this UPAA. They know what they're talking about. I get to play my Gen 3 paddle. But I don't think that's the case.
I do not think that's the case at all.
I mean,
Not
they-
even
I'm going to get one
1%.
conspiracy theory that you're on board with one day.
Yeah, that's probably true. But this isn't it.
this isn't it.
Well, they
There's-
claim it was a clerical error. Is that what you're going with? There was a clerical error
Yeah,
in the.
they sent the
mean,
wrong paddles.
They sent the wrong paddles for
No.
testing.
No, of course not. That's ludicrous. They're just watching people suddenly hit the shit out of the ball. And like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, this pass. And again, like if you're watching the game is very different when that paddle is being played. I played a kid in singles first round, Zane Ford, who was just blasting fucking winners from the back foot. It was like, this is not the game I started playing. This is insane. And so yeah, they're watching that, and there's probably some animosity between, of course, the two tours or governing bodies, but I just hope that PPA MLP follow suit at some point.
Oh, really? And ban it also?
Yes. It's ridiculous. Every win should have an asterisk if you win with that paddle.
I keep
Every
hearing they're
one.
going to ban it, but they're going to wait 6 months till they sell tons of the paddles before they actually go through with the ban.
I'm sure. And then there'll maybe be a lawsuit because Yola fucking manufactures 10 million paddles that they're going to sell, and now they can't sell them to, it's banned. Well, hey, these already passed. These passed. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you this: it's not good for pickleball that these are a part of the game.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So, I mean, I'm hoping that people know this, but just in case people don't know, the UPAA is the new organization by Pickleball, PPA, whatever.
PPA, MLP,
Big
yeah,
Pickle,
UPA, yeah. Big Pickle.
To,
Big Pickle.
Big Pickle gets to
We're
everybody.
all part of Big Pickle.
We are amassed in it. Yeah. Jason Aspis is now a part of Big Pickle, the kitchen guy.
Yep.
He had his little mustache. He
you've
told him I
been
can't talk to him
brined.
anymore.
But yeah, so they're trying to create an organization to compete against USA Pickleball, which I think, if you, is it the case, if you ask anyone who works at USA Pickleball, what does USA Pickleball do?
They collect money. They collect fees, and UPA wants in on that.
Yeah.
fee
How
collecting.
those memes though? Memes is just so sharp. The Kanye thing. Gotcha. Like, sorry.
They're
We
great.
developed this new governing body called, and we don't listen to anything you say. What you say is now irrelevant. Moving on.
What do you think it's going to change anything? Having the PPA have their own governing body and
No, they kind of already had their own governing body without saying it. If they wanted a rule change, they made a rule change.
Yeah,
and they didn't listen to USA.
They're not beholden to them at all.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So no, it's not going to make any difference. It's just if they're doing the work, they want to get paid for the work, and so they want to collect those, I'm guessing, annual membership fees for UPAA.
I think it will be interesting though. I mean, say there's a different rule for the serve. You can a PPA doesn't let you pass the serve or whatever. What rule do people follow in rec play?
It's whoever wins this battle, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I would think UPA is going to win that in the long run because UPA has I would say, more of the higher end pros or the higher, rated pros.
Right.
And so rec players are going to want to follow what's considered the best. And if the best players are playing with those rules, they're probably more likely to follow those rules. Right.
How do you think that Ben and Colin losing twice back to back, 3 of the 4 players they lost to are all using Gen 3s? They do not use the Gen 3. Colin just uses it for mix, but they use the normal one for their men's doubles.
Why don't they use it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they feel like it's too powerful. Maybe they feel like they can't control it. I can't tell you. Like, certainly Colin, I'm happy he doesn't use it because playing him in mixed, it was like, shit, he's a beast all of a sudden.
They've got to switch to it eventually.
Well, they might. But my point is like, there's either one avenue. They're either going to choose 2 avenues. They're either going to play with it or they're going to start complaining about the fact that, they're losing to guys who are using it that they never, ever lose to.
Yeah.
And then the funny part was they played Anik Lohani and Caden Nemeth in like the first or second round, and they had match point. Nemeth and Lohani. They were up 10-9 game 3. Nemeth made a pull, missed it by a couple feet, but they were getting pissed about the paddles. You could see they were getting irritated. Lohani was using Ben's paddle, and Nemeth was using the Colin Johns.
What a strange situation to be
weird?
upset at literally your own signature paddle.
Correct.
Is beating you.
Yes.
Play your signature paddle.
It's weird.
Confusing.
Right. And a lot of people have asked me like, hey, it sounds different. I'm like, yeah, they don't use it. Of course it sounds different.
That is wild.
Yeah.
They'll start using it. It makes the
most
sense.
I don't know. I don't know if they will.
Wild. All right, so let's pivot to. You want to talk about DC?
Okay. Our upcoming MLP event.
What's on the docket for you guys leading up to that?
We play 4 matches, Thursday and Friday, 2 matches each. I don't even know who we're playing yet. Do you know who we play?
Oh, I saw the names, but no. Some different teams.
Okay.
Nice. I saw them. I just forget them. I saw them a week ago.
Okay.
But yeah, we play Thursday and Friday, 2 matches each day. It's in DC. And
hopefully the venue is good. Hopefully it's a good event. That's all I'm hoping
June
for.
12th.
13th to 16th.
June 13th to 16th.
Yeah.
And then Beer City.
Go Tennis Sucks. Team Tennis Sucks right here, by the way.
Right. Yeah, Beer City event. Or what's going on? What's going on with that? What's the update here?
What was that?
The Beer City event. You love how they're mixing in
Fucking
the Challenger
awesome,
with the Premier.
Man. I cannot wait for that. Yeah, that's just really unique. So they're going to put the Premier teams and the Challenger teams essentially into a singular event. And you're going to get to battle and have everyone battle. And my guess is you're going to see some Challenger teams beat some Premier teams. And the reason I say that is because I just think they'll be tight. They'll be nervous. And they don't want to lose to that particular person. And I think you might see a little bit of that. Not a lot, but I think there'll be a couple.
Okay.
You with that?
Be interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that was happening, but I think you're right. The second one told me that. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to win some more Challenger matches before testing ourselves against some Premier teams, but I like it. It'll be fun.
Let's just close this off then with a little bit of history. Travis, you've got some knowledge to impart on us about the origin of the butt.
Yeah, so this was brought to my attention. Apparently, the Burt, as we know it, the jump across in front of your partner, which I can't do, is not the real Burt.
I've done it.
You've done a buh.
I've done it.
You've done that?
I've done it.
He's done the buh. It's not a Burt. It's buh. He like walks in front of you and then he walks to the corner and he's like, I cut you
Can
off.
I tell you something? When Travis and I play, in most matches, what I'm looking for is the opportunity to attempt that in front of him.
Oh,
I swear to you.
Is that real?
It's real.
Wow.
It doesn't happen ever because you're so aggressive. I can't find like an opening. But that's all I think about is
That's
if I
amazing.
could just once in my life jump in front of Travis and steal a Burt in the middle of a match, that would make my.
They would be pretty
whole week.
solid.
All right, so
Right?
let's get to what this shot
Okay.
is. So 9 years ago, or 8 or 9 years ago, apparently, Robert Elliott, who's the founder and the head engineer of Engage Pickleball, was playing against a dude who was earning him all the time. Earning. And finally, he gets pissed. And when the guy attempted an Ernie, he saw him. And instead of dinking it and letting the Ernie happen, he just rifled the ball at him and darted him. If you body bag the guy attempting to Ernie, that is the Burt. Hence, Robert Elliott. And that's the storyline.
Oh, it's named after him.
Apparently, yes.
Oh, this story gets more ridiculous. The guy telling you this story is claiming he's
No,
Burt?
his wife told me the story.
Oh, no, I don't believe this at all, Luke.
I've got to report the
Hey,
news.
Have you ever heard of the ham?
Oh, what is it? Go on then.
The ham.
Jody, I apologize. I told it as you told me. I can't validate. Unfortunately, I would yell at Graham right now, but I do trust you, and it makes sense to me.
The ham is where you beat somebody, pickle somebody with your opposite hand. And it's named after me because I pickled the guy with my opposite hand.
You just can't. That was like the dumbest.
The ham.
What the hell is happening?
That's insane.
I didn't realize it
Insane.
was named after Robert Elliott.
That's
it.
what they
That's
said.
Absurd. All right. We have to figure this out.
Okay, well, call him up.
I'm going to.
Great. I want to see him on the phone right after this.
The
I want
bird.
validation.
The Burt.
If you do call him, please record the conversation so we can put it as a clip.
The Robert.
The Robert, you hit the guy when he's trying to Ernie. You just dart him right in the chest, which I've also never done. I just get Ernied.
That's awesome. Wow, that's interesting. The more you know. The more you know with Travis right in my.
You played with Mini Burt this weekend. Won another money ball. Burt Jr.
I did play with Burt Jr. He played great. Graham was supposed to play with me, apparently double booked something, but I was really, really happy ultimately he didn't show up.
We would have done great. Come on.
He cheats on me with got new boyfriends, new playing partners.
Yeah.
Then when we finally do have plans together, he's suddenly busy. I mean, it's just like, it's incredible how far down the pegs I've fallen.
You won. What was the payout? Was it decent?
It was a Geech.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
it
pretty
was good.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, they held it at the Tampa Bay Pickle Crew or Pickleball Club or called, and all the guys were there. They had their storefront inside.
That's a big cash.
Wow.
It was a nice little 5-hour lot of pickleball event in a sauna. It's hot as balls in there.
Yeah. Are you going to put some AC in your spot?
Air conditioned.
Yes.
Nice.
It's already air conditioned. Previous
This
owner
was-
did it for us.
Perfect.
I'm also like hyperventilating because I had so much phlegm, and at one point I literally couldn't breathe. Like Jesus, this is tough. We're gonna need to get some big ass fans in here up top.
Yeah.
They will.
They will. Yeah.
Summertime's gonna hit and they're gonna feel it.
Oh, we felt it.
All right. Well, that's it. That's everything we got for today.
Thank you, Luke.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Graham, for making me sound like an asshole. And
I-
again, I apologize, Jody. He's insensitive and rude, and he will find the truth, the origin of this story.
Can the Burt story be our teaser, please? Because that's
Yeah.
absurd.
Sure.
I cannot believe this. I'm
It's
gonna find
unbelievable.
out.
Now you make me sound like an asshole. Which,
And it just, you know what?
isn't hard to
You
do.
want to know what the great coincidence of it is?
What?
Ernie is the Ernie, named after a guy named Ernie. It just so happens that Burt is
And
the
it has
Burt.
nothing to do with Sesame
Nothing
Street.
to do with Sesame Street.
I mean, I think it seems weirder to me that it would be to do with Sesame Street.
I just figured Ernie was real, and then they're like, well, "What do we name this?"
Oh,
Burt and Ernie.
got it.
See, but the question to me is like 8 years ago, was anyone jumping across the corner in front of people? I don't think so.
I think it's a newer move,
Correct.
and it was more recently named.
How old's the ham?
The ham. The ham is less than 2 years old.
Okay.
The ham is non-existent.
The ham is a day old as of this
Listen,
podcast.
listen, when we play some games here at Crescent the next year, I'm going to Burt the shit out of you. Okay? Right in the belly. And I'm going to make it that. It's going to be like Burt Part 2 or the origin of Burt.
I saw a Burt yesterday. In
Which
a mixed,
one?
Mixed
The real
match.
one or the one that
The
was
one
more
you're
recent?
claiming. The
Oh,
one you're
yeah.
claiming.
So the real Burt.
A girl Burted another girl right in the chest.
Got her.
It was awesome.
Wow.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, it was really well done.
Amazing.
Okay. Well, thank you, suckers. Tennis fucking sucks. Although I did play today. I wasn't bad. Kind of fun. And yeah. Have a great day.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Love balls.
Bye, guys.
Bye.